What's up everyone, Coach Jason here. I want to thank you in advance for watching this video which expands upon the parent-player contract called The Blaze Way. What is The Blaze Way? The Blaze Way is the foundation of our team. It is the way we teach, the way we coach, and the way we act in the baseball field, in the dugout, and in the stands. The ultimate goal is for the Blaze Way to expand way beyond baseball. In this video we will discuss our coaching philosophy as well as our expectations of the boys and as parents and fans. In my opinion, the best coaches are transformational as opposed to transactional. I'll explain the difference. Transactional coaches focus on performance and results. They have a give and take relationship with the player. For example, I'll teach you how to pitch if you go win me games. Transactional coaches chase trophies and focus on the player, not the person. Transformational coaches focus on issues that can change a life's trajectory. They genuinely love their athletes. They prioritize the importance of trust and identify what motivates each player. Simply stated, a transformational coach is concerned more with their impact on a player's life than their win-loss record. As coaches, we know you are trusting your son with us, and we sincerely thank you for that honor. Do me a favor and think about the coaches that had impact on your life. What made them different? I can just about guarantee that the good ones all had similar characteristics. Coach Prime sums it up in this short video. Take a look.
My winning is not based on games. My winning is based on life. I want these kids to graduate, to be fine young men, to open doors, and yes ma'am, and no ma'am, and yes sirs, no sirs, to be fathers, not baby daddies, to be real men that shows up on time and early, that if they say they're gonna do it, they do it. I want them to raise young women with grace and class and dignity. I want them to graduate. I want them to own things. We teach so much other than just football here. It's unbelievable. That's why I'll always say, if you send me a boy, I'm gonna send you back a man, and I mean that 100%.
Errors will happen just about every single game. As coaches, we believe that yelling or belittling a player only creates a fear of failure. It's common knowledge that baseball is a failure sport, so embarrassing a kid in front of his peers and family is not conducive to success. Take a look at this quote by Scott Frost. Throughout the season, you will grow tired of us saying, trust the process. In a results-driven society, I can promise you that as coaches will prioritize the process it takes to get the desired results. In baseball, the players will not always have success even when perfectly executing the process. An example of this would be a smoked line drive right to the shortstop or a perfectly located two-seam fastball that gets launched over the fence. The process is more than just physical, it's equal parts mental as well. Take a look at this short video from Cincinnati Reds second baseman Jonathan India.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's been a tough month for me. But at the same time, I've always said I don't care about results. To me, results, if you're result-driven, if you care about your results and if you're losing sleep over results, you won't perform in this game. And, I learned that rookie year and last year. So this year I told myself, hey, as long as I play the game the right way, I play the game hard, I don't give up. I fight every at-bat. I stick to my process and execute my plan. There's nothing more I can do. The results are not in my hands.
Coaching is a calling, and changing lives is what motivates us Blaze coaches. When I'm on my deathbed, I'm going to be surrounded by people, not trophies. My personal success won't be measured by the number of tournaments we've won, but by how many times the Blaze boys invite me to their weddings, send me family Christmas cards, and visit me as an old man. I'd like to close out this section with another quote. When someone knows that you as a coach believes in them, that is when the magic of their potential can come out. The four most powerful words a coach can use are, I believe in you. The three pillars of every great team are effort, attitude, and trust. Let's dive into this a little more. Check out this video on effort.
These data, I must say, are just so interesting. They took the kids and they gave them all the same problem sets. Then they gave them praise after they completed those problems. They either got intelligence praise, you're so smart, you're so talented, or they got effort praise. You tried so hard, you really persisted, that's fantastic. Then later they gave them another set of problems and they looked at performance. What they found was absolutely striking. The kids that were in the intelligence praise group, the you're so smart, you're so talented, their performance went down significantly. Whereas the kids that were in the effort praise group, their performance increased significantly. Giving intelligence praise reduces performance, and giving effort praise improves performance, which is absolutely striking and tells you everything you need to know, which is if you're a parent, you're a teacher, and as we all give ourselves feedback, rewarding yourself for effort is the best way to improve performance.
You see, it is scientifically proven that effort praise brings more positive results. This falls directly in line with what we discussed earlier with rewarding the boys for trusting the process. I believe we won the AAA state championship last year simply because of our never quit attitude. The coaches and players will maintain a positive attitude at all times. This is non-negotiable and something we will repeatedly emphasize this year.
Where is your mindset after something bad happens to you?
And that behavior was on full display in the 2016 National Championship game. Take a look.
It's Barry, who had the hot hand from 3 in the first half. They're going to have to do something from the outside now. It's Page off balance. Puts it out.
We've blown a 10-point lead. We've done a lot. We'd given up a 3 before that. The only thing you could do wrong on that play was give up a 3. We did it. And the guys were coming off the court, walking to the huddle, and they're all saying, attitude, attitude. Not one guy complaining, not one guy saying, do you believe that shot? And we're in the huddle, and they're all just looking at each other like, it's what we do. Attitude is what we do. I didn't, if it could have ended right there, I would have felt like they had the greatest lesson in life.
Go length of the court with Archie Diacono. 3 seconds at midcourt. Jenkins gives it to Jenkins for the championship. The national champions.
Body language is extremely important to us Blaze coaches. Players don't realize that their body language is like a billboard showing their toughness level. Take a look at this video on body language.
There is one thing that the best players in college baseball all do really, really well. They do a great job at controlling their body language. There is absolutely nothing worse than the guy that makes an error at third base, that puts his hands up on his head, his shoulders are slouched, and his energy goes away. There is nothing worse than seeing that. Do you see the best college baseball players in the College World Series throw their hands up on their head after they make an error? No way. There's a couple of reasons why controlling your body language in times of failure is so freaking important. Number one, it shows that you're emotionally and mentally mature. If you have a complete meltdown on the field every time you fail, then that shows your coaches that one, you're not mature, but two, it might mean that you can't handle the pressure of the situation. The second reason why controlling your body language is so important is because your brain's gonna follow your body. So if you have bad energy after you make an error, then your brain's gonna continue to spiral out of control and panic. But if you keep yourself in the most confident physical state possible after you fail, your brain's gonna follow. So the next time you fail in baseball, which is probably gonna be tomorrow at some point, control your body language after you make a mistake. Keep your composure, dude. Errors happen.
There are hundreds, if not thousands, of videos out about the importance of failure, but here are a couple of my favorites.
Success is the worst teacher there is. You fail your way to success. You know, a lot of people don't like that, but that's the truth of the matter. And you know, you have to get scarred up. You have to go through it so that you can get to where you want to go. And no matter how uncomfortable and sickening it makes you along the way, you learn through failure and being uncomfortable. That's where the real growth happens.
Every year you work towards something, towards a goal.
right? Which is to get a promotion, to be able to take care of your family, to be able, provide the house for them or take care of your parents. You work towards a goal. It's not a failure. It's steps to success. There's always steps to it. Michael Jordan played 15 years, won 6 championships. The other 9 years was a failure. It's a wrong question. There's no failure in sports. There's good days, bad days. Some days you are able to be successful. Some days you're not. Some days it's your turn. Some days it's not your turn. And that's what sports is about. You don't always win.
It's obvious by now that I freaking love quotes. So let me give you one more of my all-time faves. Smooth seas don't make good sailors. What this means is no competitor should be okay with failure, but they 100% should know that it is part of the process of developing into something great. Baseball prepares you like no other sport for life. The pressure our boys will feel will be almost unbearable at times. I love this quote from one of the most clutch basketball players of all time, Damian Lillard. Here are a few other short clips of athletes on how they deal with pressure.
From preparation. So when the game's on the line, I'm not asking myself to do something that I haven't done thousands of times before, right? So when I prepare, I know what I'm capable of doing, I know what I'm comfortable doing, and I know what I'm not comfortable doing, right? And so in those moments, if it looks like I'm ice cold or not nervous, it's because I've done it thousands of times before, so it's one more time.
Pressure-wise is so hard, blah, 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 and I realize that this isn't, like, in a way it's pressure, but it's not. I mean, there's people struggling to feed their families. There's people who don't know when their next meal is going to come from. There's people who have to pay their bills, and that's real pressure. That's real hardship. That's real life. And this, I'm in a very privileged position. I'm getting paid to do what I love.
Pretty much every team is built around the players, but this team is not like most. This team needs 100% buy-in from the players and the parents. I'll be completely honest, if your son tried out for an opening on this team, I was evaluating you, parents, more than the player. Our goal as coaches is to have parents of high character, and you as parents should expect the same back from us. I'd like to read you this short parable. There once was a legendary baseball player. He never failed to hit when at bat and never dropped a ball. Grounders never dribbled between his legs. He threw with unerring accuracy. In the field and on the bases, he had the speed and grace of a leopard. He never tired or missed a signal. In fact, he would have been one of the all-time greats except for one thing. No one was ever able to get him to come from behind the fence and stop yelling at his son. Now, I'm sure you realize this is just a joke, but it's not far from the truth. For the 2 hours of each game of practice that you have entrusted your son to us, we will be the only ones coaching them in the dugout or on the field. We have words and phrases that we teach in certain situations, and they need to hear our voices to trigger the necessary response. Please cheer your heart out at all times, but keep the feedback positive and refrain from helping in the stands. When thousands of college athletes were asked about their most negative experiences playing youth and high school sports, a majority of them listed the car ride home as their worst experience. Don't let the car ride home be your kid's worst experience or memory. Take a look at this video from A-Rod.
95% of kids quit their sport on the ride home with their parents. For the parents out there, I would say be really thoughtful on how those conversations go after practice. It shouldn't be like, did you win? Did you get an A? It should be like, what was the most enjoyable part of your day? Did you work hard? Did you prepare? It shouldn't be about results, because that creates a lot of anxiety.
Us coaches will always come prepared with a practice plan that aims at eliminating idle time in order to get quality reps in the 4 short hours of practice we have each week. 4 hours simply isn't enough for a game that requires hundreds of reps. A large part of how your son develops is his and your responsibility. I'll close out this section with a quote from one of our very own grandparents who also happens to be a successful businessman. He says, "Proper preparation prevents poor performance." Now that you've heard this, please help your son and the team by putting in the proper preparation. Parents will not talk negatively to the other team or their coaches ever. It only takes one bad moment to ruin a reputation that we have been trying to build for over 10 years. This goes for parents and grandparents and any other fan in attendance. It is your responsibility to control your son's fans. This is a zero tolerance policy. I need you to know that I will protect this team's reputation at all costs. Depending on the infraction, you will either be asked to leave the premises or I will remove your son from the team indefinitely. Our sons are a direct reflection of us as parents and coaches, and the expectation is that we will be the classiest parents and fans in youth baseball. I realize that keeping your mouth shut, especially to a classless group of coaches and fans, is extremely hard to do, but remember, silence is the best response to a fool. As I've said before, baseball is a game of failure and mistakes. I can guarantee that we as coaches will make mistakes every single game. Being said, there will be times that you question the decision that we make. This is a normal response for any parent. When this happens, venting your frustration to other parents will lead to a toxic environment. This is not the Blaze way. We ask that you give us the benefit of the doubt that we have your son's best interest at heart, even if you are convinced that the decision was wrong. I do not believe in cutting kids, and here's why. If you've been around youth sports for any length of time, then you've seen the superstar freak athlete 8-year-old that gets passed up by the time he's 14 and can't make the freshman team in high school. The point is, we don't know when these kids are going to develop. If we chose your son for this team, it is our responsibility as coaches to get the most out of them as athletes. Like I've said a million times in this video already, we are not chasing baseball wins. We are aiming to develop humans that will win in life.
Why are we cutting kids at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Baseball's a slow development sport. The best kids at 8, 9, or 10 years old are not the best kids at 18, 19, 20. Make sure that the kids love the game, keep them in it long enough so that they eventually commit themselves and they can develop real skills.
There are two things we cannot control in baseball: the weather and the umpires. There is a significant umpire shortage, and do you know why? It's crazy parents, fans, and coaches. It is a well-known fact that the majority of our umpires will likely be very bad. The sooner we grasp this concept, the less frustrated we all will be. The head coach is the only person that can ever say anything to the umpire. If or when we disagree, I will never belittle the umpire in front of the boys. I'll have a quiet one-on-one conversation with him. I love the saying, you get more bees with honey than vinegar. And that will be how we handle umpires 100% of the time. At no time will our boys be allowed to show any emotion whatsoever towards an umpire. No shaking their head, no pouting, no saying anything. If this happens, they absolutely will sit. Question for you guys. Have you ever seen parents, players, or coaches argue publicly with the umpire and had things go the team's way afterwards? Of course not. That kind of behavior only works against us, so why do it? Batting order, playing time, and defensive positions will be based off the following criteria. 1. What is best for the team? 2. Effort and attitude at practice and games. 3. Process and performance at practice. 4. 3 to 5 game trends. 5. Baseball IQ. And 6. Ability and potential. Notice that ability and potential are dead last. If a player has potential but is difficult to coach or lacks focus, they will absolutely play less. If you or your son is discouraged with his playing time, position in the batting order, or positions played, please counsel them and then have them come talk to us. We believe this is an opportunity for personal growth. We aim to be a competitive, fundamentally sound AAA team. There will be players that sit more often than others, but I promise you that no player will sit 3 innings or more. In conclusion, we understand that this is a lot to absorb and are aware that the Blaze way may be a different style of coaching that you may be used to. We wholeheartedly believe our job as coaches is to teach your son much more than just baseball. I sincerely thank you for being a part of this amazing team and culture and for buying into the Blaze way.